In 1897, San Francisco businessman I.W. Hellman began buying property at Sugar-Pine Point, and by 1913 had acquired nearly 2,000 acres. His grand but informal summer home called Pine Lodge was completed in 1903 and was considered to be one of the finest in the High Sierra. His daughter Florence Hellman-Ehrman inherited the estate, and she and her husband Sidney spent many summers here entertaining family and friends. Imagine boarding a train in San Francisco for the long overnight trip to Tahoe City in the early 1900s, having to cross the Sierra Nevada. You know the trip is going to be an adventure, but aren't prepared for the smoke billowing into the rail cars, covering everything in a layer of soot. How sweet the air seems when you arrive the following morning in Truckee. You then board a different train, but this is a delightful trip. The train rocks and rolls along the glistening Truckee River on its way to Tahoe City. The sounds of the chugging engine and branches whipping the windows fill your ears. Finally, you reach Tahoe Tavern at Lake Tahoe with beauty and grandeur beyond anything you've ever imagined. You replenish yourself with a splendid breakfast at the tavern before continuing your adventure to Pine Lodge aboard the sleek Lady of the Lake, the steamer Tahoe. Once on the lake, you feel invigorated, though a little unnerved, since Tahoe City is a pocket of civility surrounded by impenetrable wilderness. Upon arrival at Pine Lodge, Florence Flo Hellman-Ehrman greets you for a tour of the grounds. In your room, everything you brought is already comfortably placed, just like home. You will not see your travel trunks again till it is time to board the train in Tahoe City. No host has ever made you feel more like family than Mrs. Ehrman. Due to its isolation, generating some of its own food, the compound had to have its own dairy and vegetable garden. The main building was only one of the many structures which dotted the grounds. During the family's annual 2-month stay, they were attended by a virtual army of over 30 servants, including caretakers, chauffeurs, maids, cooks, laundry workers, groundskeepers, gardeners, tailors, and boatmen. Housing for these employees alone accounted for at least half a dozen buildings on the property. The family's 2 boathouses attest to their enthusiasm for marine activities. All the pleasures of Tahoe life came to an end, however, in 1965, when the state of California purchased the 1,989-acre property for use as a state park known as Sugar-Pine Point State Park.
Elf Lord's Journeys, watercolor paintings, travel, and scenic videos. Peace!